Hey, what's up guys? How's everybody doing today? So I got a chance to watch a new movie that Netflix put out called Benji, and if that sounds familiar, that's because this movie is a remake of a kid's movie about a dog back from the 70s, and some of you might be wondering why I bothered to watch a kid's movie when I'm clearly a grown-ass adult, and the answer to that is that I actually like dogs. I watched Homeward Bound a lot as a child, and I personally don't think that every kid's movie sucks. And if you don't believe me, go watch The Incredibles, because that movie is universally enjoyable, I guarantee it. The basic plot of the movie is it's about a stray dog who's just kind of wandering around a big city, and then the dog stumbles upon these two kids who are kind of going through some family troubles. They become friends, they try to adopt the dog, the mom doesn't really want to keep it, and then they go through some trials and tribulations, and that's kind of the movie. Now, to be completely fair, I've actually never watched a Lifetime movie 100% the whole way through, but if I were to venture a guess, I would say that this movie probably fits in that category or somewhere on the Hallmark Channel, because it's really not that well made of a movie, and I think it's there pretty much just for sentimentality and just to kind of hit you in the feels, and really not much else. And I think the movie achieved that sentimentality, and that's exactly what it was aiming for. And that's evident because the director of this movie is actually the son of the gentleman who directed the original movie back from the 70s. So that to me says that this movie was attempting to be some type of time-honored tradition that you can pass from generation to generation. And the movie's not all bad. Like, it wasn't a poorly acted film, even though it was kind of sappy for most of the time. And the two kids in the movie were surprisingly not bad. Like, I actually bought the fact that they were brother and sister. And incidentally, also, the brother actually looks like this tiny version of Ansel Elgort, the guy who plays Baby Driver, and the little girl looks like Gilly from Game of Thrones. But their acting and everybody else's acting, it wasn't bad. It was like better than mediocre. The only person that I didn't like was one of the villains in the movie. He was just a very like stock, big, dumb, paint by numbers villain. His voice sucked. Like, everything about him was bad. I was like, relax, Of Mice and Men, just tone it down a little bit. The music was good for the most part. There's a couple of sappy moments with it, but that's, to be expected. But again, the movie's not well made. Like, there's some continuity things that are weird. There's a lot of time jumps in the movie. And honestly, the dog is like way too smart compared to a normal dog. Like, to be honest, I feel like this movie would have worked a lot better if it was animated, but animated movies are really, really expensive. But again, I gotta give the movie some credit because dog wranglers are expensive, and it's really hard to do stuff like capture dogs doing practical things on camera. Like, I'm sure they have to be really, really well trained, and you gotta be like really patient with them because they don't always get it. And the movie touches on that because there's a little post-credit reel where they show like 5 takes of the same thing going wrong. But anyway, guys, overall, this movie had a very, very particular audience that it was going for, and unfortunately, I wasn't in that audience. Like, this movie was geared strictly towards kids and families, so based on that, I'm not even gonna bother giving it a score. All I'll say is if you're maybe under the age of 10, or you're a parent and you're just trying to have a nice night in with the family, this isn't a bad movie to watch. But if you're like an avid film fan, or you're like a regular moviegoer, like, it's really not that great. But the most key important thing is that this movie had heart, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it also reminds you that dogs have feelings too, and that's also never a bad thing. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Did you see the original? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. Other than that, if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe to all that other BS, and I will catch you guys later.